And we will go ahead and have the interactions with the town be the first thing that we do in our next session, because
in 2 weeks.
I think that's pretty nice. I was actually going to ask folks, because I know, Jeff, you're in the middle of a bunch of stuff, but we haven't done a bonus game in a while. So no need to make promises now, but it is something I would like us to consider as to whether or not this next week might be bonus game week if we have the availability.
I could possibly do it. I have my eye exam on Thursday. It's at 1 p.m, so I'm not like trying to pull like a 9 a.m. when I'm getting off at 1 p.m.
That's
Indeed.
important.
Yeah, it's super
Unlike
important.
what I'm doing.
So that was session 0 of the Forge of Fury. I would obviously, as always, love to get your feedback, both positive and things that I can improve. As before, we're going to go around. I'm going to ask you something you had fun with and something that you would like to nod another character for. I know we didn't have a lot of actual action, but I'm pretty sure there was plenty of material there to give nods for. Let's start this time with Jen. What's something you had fun with? What's some player character you want to nod?
As awful and horrible as it was, I did have fun with the fact that there was some horrible consequences for Prettyfoot being attacked. You know, that kind of took what kind of felt like an early encounter and made it like a little bit more.
It's when you want to harm player characters, don't go after their HP, go after their minions.
They're minions, yeah.
That's how you hurt player characters.
Rude.
Although in this case it was just random, right? It just happened to be that was the closest one, but
yes, but
Don't hurt Swoops.
yeah, that was.
Oh, Swoops is gonna die at some
It
point.
wasn't getting
Come on.
hit; it was eating that really
hit
did
Swoops.
it. That was a full on.
It's okay.
Oh, no.
If the worst happens to Swoops, we do have the whistle.
well, Swoops would
Swoops
just
doesn't
piff
like
out of
words.
existence, right? Swoops is a spiritual creature. It would just piff out of existence, and then 10 minutes of ritual brings it back.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I want to call. Who do I want to call out? That's a good question. I mean, I kind of want to call out both Em and Olivia for really interesting, different takes on magic using. You know, it was cool to see the different things, because I don't know that much. I never play magic users. Like I'm playing a bard, but like I never played a magic user in D&D. So like listening to the stuff that like Calder can do and the stuff that you two can do with these characters is super interesting.
It's really, and it's fascinating because of course now we're Oops All Arcane as well as Oops All Nobles. And it is very interesting because we have 4 characters with 4 very different approaches to magic, and I think that's fantastic. You know, we've got the sorcerer who has the innate ability just come to him. We've got the wizard who has to study hard and you know, create incredible incantations and rituals, and then we've got the hexblade who can just manifest a giant fuck all sword because she has made a deal with the Feywild. And then of course we have Clarion, whose approach to magic is erratic at best.
As everything is in his life.
Em, what's something you had fun with? What's someone you want to nod?
I mean, being able to pull out a giant fuck all sword out of literal thin air is pretty dope.
Hexblades are really fun.
I mean, I've been planning to play a hexblade at some point. I just didn't think it was going to be this soon.
If I'm entirely honest, it was like there was a short list for what I would play in this game, and Hexblade was on the list.
it's so cool.
My call out is I like small interactions. So I'm like, I know I'm supposed to call it like a player, but I'm very here for Meepo getting like in the same like area space as Lore, and then just debasing himself in order to grant everybody like advantage. That was
That's
pretty
like
dope.
people weaponize your cowardice.
Yes.
He's gotten much more mature and seen parts of the world, but he still has no pride.
It's an extraordinarily powerful ability that he's got, and I wanted really to have Meepo.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I wanted Meepo to be the ultimate support paladin. That's kind of the way I built him, right?
Yeah.
Shield, bless, you know, the beg and cower, all of that stuff. His primary goal is not going to be to deal giant ass loads of damage. His primary thing is going to make all of you more awesome, which I think is the perfect way to handle an NPC minion, in my own personal opinion.
Yes.
If I had to actually give a shout out to a player, I'm gonna have to say I'm gonna give it to Jen for deciding that, you know, fuck it, I'm gonna hug the king.
Mm-hmm.
Those moments are the best.
Because like that whole scene of here we have, you know, two people that are like, this is a king, we must be proper lady. and then we have Claire, and who's like, my best friend, already smashed, has gotten to the party at least with 2 drinks in him already. and then you have Calder, who is like somewhere between, like, has had a drink but understands that, like, oh, you're supposed to have like decorum, but I know this person, but he's still a king though. And I mean, I personally imagine him, like, I know that he didn't, but I personally imagine him like kind of have that like mental, like, what do I'm gonna do? And then, like, you know, girls bow, clarions.
Yep.
Nathaniel, I see that you're here. I'm glad that you're here. Yes, you do have a VOD to watch. As I do want to mention, I will, assuming that I can figure out how to do it, be playing a full replay of this session tomorrow morning, starting at probably 10 a.m. Pacific. So if you want to watch it kind of live-ish, that's the way to do it. There will be hopefully some folks in chat hanging out. I will be in chat hanging out and talking.
I'll be in chat.
It'll be a lot of fun. So if you feel like hanging out and watching this VOD with us tomorrow morning, you are absolutely welcome and encouraged to do so. Gail, what is something you had fun with, and what is someone you want to give a nod to?
Oh man, this whole character is about weird interactions with mechanics, and I'm loving how that's already coming into play with like the glamour or like the, you know, who's standing next to me. And it's just, I'm gonna love seeing how all of the weird abilities and spells interact with each other. So I'm already having so much fun with that. And then I want to shout out Calder Creed, who got his drunk political ass on at the feast and was schmoozing and was bragging and maybe went off on a few tangents, but it was wonderful.
Absolutely, yes. Jeff, what's something you had fun with? What's someone you want to nod?
Now that I'm reminded of it, no lie, I love weaponizing the tiefling resistance to poison checks by making them that harder to get drunk and F them up. So that's just hilarious. But it's like that's right up there tied with the, you know, Calder DPS King. And because Ice Knife is fun.
Ice Knife is brutal.
I love it. And but for my shout out, I wanted to give a shout out to Gale because I love it. I have a personal like preference for abjuration wizards. They're fun. They're deeply underappreciated.
Yes.
So I love to see. I'm very happy to have one in the party because it's just cool. We have defense on lock, and that's going to be great to see manifest because like it's very easy to see like the flashy big explosions get all the press, and I just love the utility of defensive casting, and that's just yes.
Honestly, abjuration wizards I would put as my number 3 subclass behind divination and chronomancers. Like, chronomancer would be my number 1, divination would be my number 2, and then immediately abjuration.
Tunemancy.
I'm gonna give it my best shot. This is my first time playing an abjuration wizard. Usually I go necromancy, you know.
Wizards are always a challenge because
I get it, but abjuration is again. It's just I'm one of those players that likes to pick the corner that no one picks, and That's why I don't see many sorcerers. Everyone either goes wizard or warlock. So I wanted to pick some. So sorcerer is why I chose it. But if I had to choose a wizard, I would have gone abjuration. So
I played in a game that Gale was running a few weeks ago, and I played a sorcerer. And since we were starting at, I think it was level 5, I based the entire thing around twinning haste. That was
it was so dirty. It was so
that was
dirty.
the whole build was twin haste. My 2 companions get to be hasted all the time. It is dirty as hell.
Stop copying my playbook, dude.
I think technically he did it.
I know that it's coming. I know.
I've had it I've had it written in for my dev sheet for what I want Calder to shape into.
As far as I went, I had a lot of fun playing. I like playing Meepo as the support. I think that he is very, very well made, and I'm very glad that the chat decided that Paladin was the class for him, because I think it is absolutely thematically and mechanically perfect for this group. I gotta not all of you. I know it's a cop-out, but for God's sake, you are all just such incredible role players. And the fact that I can give you just a little bit of text and you turn it into an entire scene, it's the whole point of D&D, and it's why I brought all of you along. I love seeing the ways that you are becoming more and more mechanically complex. You are making an Eladrin, which is ridiculously complicated, because every long rest you can change seasons if you want. So you've got an absurd number of options. Same with you, Gale. You've got a ridiculous number of options as a wizard, especially if you find spell books and scrolls and stuff to increase your... Yes. So, all things considered, I think my favorite part was probably watching Clarion freak out that Prettyfoot was being literally consumed in front of him. I did not plan that. That came up totally naturally, and I'm glad it did, because it ended up being probably my favorite part of this particular. I don't normally, these days, I used to, but these days I'm not so much the PC killer, but I do very much enjoy, pulling on those heartstrings every now and then. Yeah.
Yeah.
If I kill you with PC, or if I kill your PCs, it will be in a not necessarily a fair fight, but in a mechanically balanced way.
Yeah.
That is, my friends, all I've got for this. But before we go, a couple of things. Thing number 1, the VODs for this very session and this entire campaign can be found at youtube.com/gamingmathematically. You can also find me on Twitch and Twitter at MathDemigod. Silverkey, why don't you go ahead and plug your stuff, and then Geekball.
So I'm streaming variety stuff on One Silver Key here on Twitch. Also One Silver Key on Twitter. And I don't know, I'm currently working my way through a sub gold so that I can play Overwatch for the first time. So
my shout out command doesn't seem to be working. Curses.
F to your shout out command.
Jen.
Again, I'm the Swedish Geekball on Twitch. I am doing gaming, and I'm doing art. Gaming, I'm mainly finishing up The Witcher and Dragon Age 2 right now, with a couple of other random things. And then art, I am doing on Sundays. I will be mostly working on now a children's book with my friend who's an author. And so I'll be working with that, and he'll be popping in every so often, hopefully as much as we can. And then Mondays, right now, I am working on the glam rock band t-shirt that is basically from our previous session, the Sunless Citadel. So I will send some pictures to show up in next session, so you guys can see some of it.
It's absolutely spectacular. You should absolutely watch this stream of her making it. It is incredible watching this amazing artwork sort of come to life as we go. Say goodbye to chat, friends. I'm going to go ahead and say a few words on my own.
Good night, chat. We love you.
Bye, chat.
Oyasuminasai.
I will talk to all of you again in just a moment. Friends, I so much appreciate that you come here to listen to our stories, to watch us play our game. It is something that we're having a lot of fun with. If you have fan art, if you want your artwork to be featured at the beginning and middle break sections of this stream, please send it to either spamkaze, spamkaze @gmail.com, or you can post it on Twitter and tag @mathdemigod. I will make sure that it gets in there. Just make sure that your name and any social information that you want to share is on the picture so that I don't have to look it up. I'm not going to be putting credits separately, so make sure that your signature / social media information is on that picture. I love you all. It's been a fantastic game. I will see you all probably in 2 weeks, but stay tuned, friends. Stay tuned, because every now and then we will be doing a bonus game, and you want to make sure that that you don't miss it when it happens. Have a great night. Take care.